Welcome to Uncharted the Complete Story. Now to celebrate launching into a new complete story, we've handpicked an Uncharted t-shirt from the Eligible Monster merchandise store. Click the link down in the description below and go ahead and get yourself one to support the channel. We really do appreciate it. Now I'm not going to waste any more time because this game is great and let's just get right into the story. The story begins on a boat with Nathan Drake recovering the coffin of Sir Francis Drake, and he's joined by journalist Elena Fisher, who tagged along to make a documentary of Nate's journey. They both pop open the coffin in anticipation, but they only discover a journal inside from Sir Francis Drake. A journal that speaks of the fabled city of El Dorado, the city of gold that Sir Francis Drake was seeking before he disappeared. Their discovery confirms a belief that Nathan has had for a while, that Sir Francis Drake faked his death to allow himself to hunt down the city of gold. But just as this story is beginning, Nate and Elena are joined by some very angry pirates who have been tracking down Nate. Right away, things don't appear to be going well, but it's Victor Sully Sullivan who arrives to save Nate's bacon. Sully is an old friend of Nate's whom taught him how to be a treasure hunter, and one of the few people that Nate trusts in his life. As all three of them escape the area, Nate and Sully work out a sly little plan to escape Elena and go for the treasure themselves. They just leave her there while she's busy. Okay, so it really wasn't that sly, but they did get away to go look for this treasure on their own. The start of the journey brings them to the Amazon, where the clues in an oddly stranded U-boat lead them to believe that El Dorado isn't really a city of gold, but a giant statue of gold. Well, Sully reveals to Drake that he's actually in debt and was counting on a whole city made out of gold to help him get out of it. Drake convinces him that a statue of gold could be just as good, and the clues left behind in the U-boat suggest that the statue was actually moved to a southern tropical island. So Sully and Nate decide to get moving, but before they can leave, a competitive treasure hunter named Gabriel Roman arrives with a bunch of mercenaries that he hired. You see, Sully's debt is to Roman, and Sully told him about the city of El Dorado so that Roman would let him go away and try to get the money. Well, Roman decided that he would just follow them with his mercenary group run by Navarro and take the whole city for himself. Why take such a small portion? Roman's men manage to get the map from Nate, and they shoot Sully in the chest. So Nate runs into the U-boat to try and hide. He ends up setting off a torpedo from the U-boat, and using that as a distraction, he manages to get away. Without Sully there to help him out any longer, he decides to go to Sully's plane so that he can go to the southern tropical island by himself. But on the way there, he runs into Elena, whom has also followed him. Seems like everybody's following Nate. Does he just not know how to cover his tracks? After a bit of arguing, Nate agrees to let Elena come with him, and they all head for the island to the south. Now, the island is actually home to a bunch of pirates, and to make matters worse, Nate and Elena are separated when they get there due to the plane being shot down. Nate and Elena eventually meet back up, and they begin sneaking around the island to see what's going on and how they can find the city of gold. But Elena sees Sully alive and well, working with Roman and Navarro. Nate can't believe that Sully would betray him, so they follow the whole group of men into a monastery where Nate just confronts him outright. Sully explains that he didn't betray them. He's been feeding Roman's men incorrect information, and the only reason he's even alive is the diary of Sir Francis Drake actually stopped the bullet. He teams back up with Nate and Elena, and the three of them get back to work looking for this fabled treasure vault, since Nate is the only one who can put the whole puzzle together. Eventually, Nate does discover a passage leading to the vault, and inside he finds the actual body of Sir Francis Drake, whom apparently died on the island looking for this treasure. He wasted his life attempting to find greatness, but instead died in his search. Drake mourns the loss of what he considers to be a great man, and he leaves his ring behind on Sir Francis Drake. But as they leave the area, they come across some henchmen who appear to be terrified. And the henchmen are telling Nate that there's monsters coming to kill them. Then Nate sees them. Creatures with insane speed and strength. So Nate runs his ass off trying to get out of the temple until he meets up with Elena again, and they wander into an old German World War II bunker. It was the Germans who were here looking for the Statue of Gold, and they actually found it. They were going to bring the statue back to Hitler, but they discovered that the statue actually has a mighty curse on it. It mutates and changes anybody who touches it. Those were the creatures that were chasing Nate earlier. Nate hurries back to the bunker to get Elena out of here, but as he gets back, he realizes that Roman and Navarro's mercenaries have kidnapped her, and they fully intend to find that statue of gold. So Nate has to team back up with Sully, and they chase after Roman and Navarro until they all get to the fabled city. As much as Nate and Sully try, they can't stop Roman and Navarro from getting to the statue before them. Navarro convinces Roman to just open up the statue, and inside, they discover a rotting corpse. Roman breathes in the dust that is on the corpse by mistake, and he immediately begins to mutate into one of those creatures. Navarro exclaims to Drake that he's going to sell this thing to the highest bidder, because this is an amazing weapon of war, and he begins to have it airlifted out of these ruins. And Nate realizes that it's up to him to stop them from ending the world for a little bit of profit. He jumps onto the statue in a hurry as it's being carried away, and he begins dodging bullets from Navarro's goons. Luckily, Elena's on that helicopter, and she doesn't go down without a fight as she kicks one of the mercenaries out of the helicopter, forcing it to crash land. Nate comes to his senses in a hurry, and he gets Elena out of the helicopter, but then there's Navarro ready to shoot Nate up and get his statue back. Except that his foot is standing right in the rope that is connected to the statue. So Nate uses everything that he's got to push the helicopter into the river, which wraps around Navarro's leg and pulls Navarro and the statue into the watery depths, away from everyone. With the story completed, Nate and Elena look into the sunset, and Nate comments as how he wishes that he could walk away with something. So Elena gives him back the ring from Sir Francis Drake, and the two of them lean in to have a kiss to end out our tale. But Sully interrupts them and shows all the gold that he rescued from the temple. The three of them sail off into the sunset, ready for another amazing adventure. And that is the first game in the Uncharted series, Uncharted Drake's Fortune. It's one of my personal favorite games, and if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below, because let's talk about Uncharted, the game's great. If you want to talk about anything else, follow me on Twitter @EligibleMonster, and thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you next time right here at the channel. Next time.